everybody and welcome back to Fazbear Acid. In today's video, we will be commemorating the release of the FNAF 2 movie by going through every FNAF 2 animatronic and highlighting what are, in my opinion, the top 3 best figures and or plushies of the given character. Not a full rundown of their history, but just what I think is the best of the best. But before we get into that, for today's Faz question of the video, tell me, which FNAF 2 animatronic do you find the scariest? Could be whoever looks the scariest to you, or maybe there's just one animatronic that makes you feel a bit more uncomfortable than the rest, for a different reason. So with the intro out of the way, let's take a look at the best figures and plushies for every FNAF 2 animatronic. Starting with everyone's favorite gamer, we have Toy Freddy. Toy Freddy actually has quite a bit of strong pieces of merchandise, honestly. But in my opinion, I think the absolute best ones are the Jazzwares action figure, the youtooz figure, and the Talking Fat Mojo head bundle. The head itself specifically. It could be argued that the head itself isn't exactly a figure, but I think it's close enough. All of these released this year, making them all widely available as of now. Now we have Toy Bonnie, the office glider. For Toy Bonnie, I'm going to have to go with the Jazzwares action figure, the youtooz figure, and the McFarlane figure. All of these just look like Toy Bonnie was ripped right out of the game, and I think that's awesome. And yeah, you might notice a little trend here going forward with Jazzwares and youtooz. Toy Chica, a really popular character with the older ones for some reason. Honestly, it was a bit tough to figure out my top 3 favorite Toy Chica merch, because she's got some really great contenders. But I'm going to go with the youtooz figure, the youtooz plush, and the Funko plush. I think youtooz absolutely killed it on Toy Chica in both departments, and I cannot wait to add these to my collection. And for the Funko plush, it's one of my favorite Funko FNAF plushies ever, top 3 for sure. Nowadays it is expensive, but definitely worth getting if you are a Toy Chica fan. Maybe most of you forgot about this animatronic, but I'm going to include her because she's one of my favorite animatronics in the entire franchise, Toy Foxy, or Funtime Foxy, or Pull Apart Foxy, whatever you want to call her. Pre-Mangle. There. There's not a whole lot of merchandise made for her, but what little there is are some of my favorite Funko FNAF products. The Walmart exclusive Mystery Mini, the standard sized plush, and the jumbo sized plush. The Mini, I know, is a bit controversial, but I personally love it. The colors just pop really nicely, and I don't know, I'm just a fan of it. And the plushies are really good. Standard size one is just so clean, and the jumbo one is just a big version of the standard, so of course it's gonna be good. Probably my favorite Funko FNAF plush. But of course, when Pre-Mangle got mangled, she became Mangle. There's a lot of good merchandise for him, so it was a bit tough, but I think I would have to go with the Jazzwares action figure, the Mystery Mini, and the super-sized Funko Pop. All are great looking, accurate figures, and won't break the bank if you want to chase them for yourself. Voted the #1 most loved animatronic of all time, we have Balloon Boy. It was pretty easy for me to come up with my favorite merch for BB because I think he's got very clear standouts. The Funko plush, the youtooz plush, and the youtooz figure, this one in specific. I mean, he's literally holding the flashlight batteries. Like, are you kidding me? That's genius. But I did want to mention the Jazzwares plush, because it is not released yet, so I won't count it for now, but I think this is the best Balloon Boy plush by a mile. And good for that, we can actually get a great Balloon Boy plush that doesn't cost hundreds of dollars. We move on to the Marionette, the Protector of Souls. I'm going to go with the 2016 Mystery Mini, the Hex plush, and a sleeper pick for sure, this blind bag figure from Culture Fly. It's like exactly accurate to the Marionette's mask in game, which I think is really sick. And the Hex plushie is perfect for putting Marionette into all sorts of weird and cursed poses, so it's basically perfect. Now we go into the Withered animatronic, starting with the poster boy of FNAF merch tags, Withered Freddy. There's not a ton of Withered Freddy merch, but there are really great options out there. My top 3 are the youtooz figure, the Jazzwares action figure, and the Hex plush. These are all awesome, but we really need more merch of him. More than likely still looking for his face, we got Withered Bonnie. I'd have to go with the youtooz figure, the Hex plush, and the McFarlane figure. I think for Withered Bonnie, the most standout, wow piece for me is the McFarlane figure. I just don't think the majority of Withered Bonnie merch has really captured him well. Even the Jazzwares action figure just looks off to me. But regardless, these 3 are my favorites. Withered Chica, whose picture just so happens to appear right next to the definition of what would make any human being pass out if they saw it in their room at night. The youtooz figure, the Jazzwares figure, and the McFarlane figure are my favorites. Once again, I think the McFarlane figure wins here. The other 2 are very solid, but they just don't capture that uneasy terror that Withered Chica's appearance brings as much. But the movie certainly did. The resident Olympic sprinter and jumper of FNAF, Withered Foxy, is up next. For me, his standouts are the Jazzwares action figure, the Hex plush, and the Mystery Mini. I think all of these really capture the sly, cunning predator personality that I think Withered Foxy really has. And that's really awesome because he's one of the most badass animatronics, alright? Don't sleep on Withered Foxy. And lastly for the Withereds, the animatronic who really only gets merch when the companies actually think they are making classic Golden Freddy, Withered Golden Freddy. His standouts for me are the Funko Pop, the Hex plush, and the McFarlane figure. Every piece here is really great. The Pop and the McFarlane figure both really nail that decayed, I've been sitting here for a long time look, and the Hex plushie actually translates that pretty well into plush form. He's been receiving some more attention recently, but I think it's really time we got more Withered Golden Freddy merch, honestly. We need a Mystery Mini and an action figure. Well, those were all the main animatronics of FNAF 2 covered. But you may be asking, what about the secrets animatronics in FNAF 2? Well, yes, I did not forget them, and I'll go through them rapid fire right now. Shadow Freddy, the Funko plush, Jazzwares figure, and Hex plush. Shadow Bonnie, youtooz figure, the GameStop Mystery Mini, and the Hex plush. Endo 02. Well, he's only got 3 direct figures, but his Funko Pop is honestly the best one. JJ only got 2 pieces so far, but the youtooz plush is pretty cool. And there you have it, what I think is the absolute best FNAF 2 figures and plushies. Now, on a side note, I apologize if I sound a bit off. I've been quite sick for a couple weeks now. Nothing too severe, but just a lot of congestion, and that's why, I might sound a bit rough right now. But I did want to get this out on the date of the FNAF 2 movie's release date, so yeah. Of course, be sure to tell me what your favorites are for each character, as well as what you have and what you want to see get made. I think a brand new wave of FNAF 2 mystery minis focusing on the toys would be excellent, and withered jazzwares or Funko plushies got to happen at some point. Also, are you excited for the FNAF 2 movie? I am super excited for that. I think it's going to be awesome. And if you have seen it, be sure to let me know what you thought. No spoilers though. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been fazbear Acid.